they're the bomb. They got it going on.
Next 100.
My station.
Is your favorite?
ATL's Next 100.
Turn that.
Next 100.
Great morning, ATL and the whole wide world. It's your man, Jason Carey, Steph Tiller. Morning Carpets Week, ATL's #1 podcast style morning show. And we're back in the building. You know what it is. And what day it is. It's Money Making Monday. Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Roll them in a circle of homies and watch me break them. Whoa, 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 whoa. I get money. Great morning, Steph.
Great morning, ATL and the whole wide world.
The bubble is right there. She got the bubble for you. Bubbly personality. I take it the weekend was fantastic. It was a sunny one yesterday. Beautiful. Full 4-day yesterday. Feel out forever. I love Atlanta.
Yeah. I can't believe I missed that. I can't believe I'm at this point. I'm canceled. We're gonna cancel. Atlanta done cancel.
She canceled.
Cause I don't know how I don't know how I missed the 4-day old Atlanta. I'm definitely old Atlanta. Like 15 years ago.
Cancel culture. Has
cancel
caught up
myself.
Yeah, cancel herself.
That's how you know. See, I'm normally biased. But you got to call a spade a spade. I counsel anybody else, so I know I got to counsel myself. But there is room for redemption.
Room for redemption. Redemption. Well, cancel culture is going to be an underlying theme today, I think, on this show. Couldn't wait to get to the show today. That's the beautiful part of us doing these shows is that there's a platform. I don't have to go to the barbershop to speak my mind. We don't have to go to the barbershop to have healthy debates, talk stuff. We do it right here on the air. And real talk, I wish I could have you call in, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Because there are times when the comment box is not enough. Sometimes you just need to hear your words, hear your feelings. Because text can get misconstrued or they don't get it all. And this is, we'll be talking about that. So, real short, I know we had the Derek Chauvin case continued on TV this week. Steph, give me a little bit of news before we go where we got to go. Actually,
so that case,
I don't even know you got time to do that.
Go ahead.
But
I don't
even know you got time to do that. Yeah,
I do not, but I would definitely bring it back into my top swigs. There's still a lot of emotions that are rising right now with this Derek Chauvin case, but I'm gonna switch that over into our top swigs. But what I can say is Diddy has showed himself to be quite the most extravagant party thrower ever in the city of party. I mean, the history of party throwing. He gave him his 23rd birthday party over this past weekend, and of course he had to shut down the internet and shut down the party. His son. For
23rd.
King Kong. He turned 23. I thought he was having another sweet 17 or sweet 18 or sweet anything, because with them it's always sweet. It turned from sweet to sweet, as in the villas, and it's no longer just like a little cute little cake. It ain't no cute cake. Anyway, Diddy had a hologram appearance at his son's birthday party, and he sung "Happy Birthday." The display is about $6,000. How long? Just to wish him, well wishes or whatever. Like
hologram of himself.
Hologram of himself. Do you know Diddy conceded? He don't give a dang on who birthday party it is.
He was there.
It was Diddy singing. It doesn't matter. He was there, but he still did a hologram worth $60,000 to Diddy singing to his son.
Well, the hologram was over there dancing. The hologram was doing the Diddy on it. He said, "My knees ain't what they used to be, so I ain't gonna just do it."
Happy birthday. As if Nick Harlow, Young Thug, Chris Brown, Ray Shrimmer, Sway Lee, her child, everybody and their mama was there. As if that wasn't enough, we just gonna bring a second Diddy. Diddy should have just had twins. His mama should have just had twins. Because at this point, he needs to see himself.
I can't have two Diddies.
That's all I got time for, man. Well, no, brother, look. Yeah, you can. He done named himself 13 times.
Hey, man. Brother Love, let's go give ourselves some love. You know what it is. It's time for a break. We'll be back. Some more Coffee Swig. I'm gonna get my Diddy on while we in the break.
I believe in money, power, and respect. First you get the money, then you get the power. After you get the power, then you's power. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect. What you need in life. Money, power, respect. What we eating right. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect.
My whole clique bout it. We take yours while you pout about it. Truck, step out, want a crowd around it. You can see me on Optimum TV. On your bathroom, turn the light out, scream, Bloody Mary. 1, 2, 3. Chic ain't your usual friend. I can set you up like Heisen and walk straight at the end. I'm done with ice and charms. I'm trying to ice my whole casket when I'm gone. Pull up with class on the dawn. Once I meet him, I greet him. Kiss his feet for freedom. Tell him thank you, Lord. Cause on earth I was getting bored. Now resurrect me back to this cat called sheep. So I can make the sound and get back the cats that's weak. 230, 6'2". Me bugs for you, that's like a cat versus a pit bull. Gun, no clip bull. Keep hunger and plan for the future. Cause you figure you gon' be older way longer than you gon' be younger.
Key to life. Money, power, respect. What you need in life. Money, power, respect. What we eating right. Money, power, respect. What we sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect. What you need in life. Money, power, respect. What we eating right. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. What's the key to life?
Only time to tell how the clock tick. I really love hair, but I'm still a hostage. 2 personalities, check the posture. Smoke out the mouth, flare out the nostrils. Thinking death, then life seems scary. I pass the graveyard, seeing people here marry. I ain't chillin' until I'm out parachute and race my man in mountain climbing for about 10 diamonds. 25,000 apiece, forget streets. Trying to own the island, forget about wildin'. Try riding in the car that be gliding. If I showed you where I live, you would think I was hiding. Sling bricks, the chicks that don't speak English. Wake up in Trinidad, like touching them rich. Come back, private jet, live on set. If you can spit gold, I can spit baguettes.
Money, power, respect. What you need in life. Money, power, respect. What we eating right. Money, power, respect. You can sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect. What you need in life. Money, power, respect. What we eating right. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect.
Nothing but the hotness whenever we drop this. Monotonous for y'all to keep hating cause y'all never gon' stop us. I keep my rock spotless and my girls topless. Take time, try to figure out who the locks is. Spare no one, kick rhymes like Shogun. You scared to blow one, get robbed with your own gun. If I don't respect you, I'ma check you. And if I don't kiss you, I'ma peck you. Right before I wet you, I sneeze on tracks and bless you. I'm special, and if you like working out, then I'm gon' stretch you. Hustling is dead, but we still get red. Serving spots in the bakeries to give back bread. And y'all said my money's spent, but it's an event. So when the feds come, the dogs can't get a cent. And my story, self-explanatory, that I'm the hottest thing on the street, and y'all ain't got nothing for me.
What's the key to life?
Yeah.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we be eating right. Money, power, respect, you can sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we be eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect.
This is a beat that I can freak and just drop the rails. Bless us up with the ill. Know my skills. X from the grills. Hit 'em up, split 'em up, wet 'em up, and watch 'em come. Get 'em up, shut 'em up. When you do dirt, you get dirt. Trick, click, step back like I did work. This ain't no bluffing game. You think I'm playing? Till you land? To where the junkyard decaying? Mom's at home praying to coming home, but you not. You sitting up in the trunk, starting to rot. And the hell is hot, no, because I'm here now, baby. It's going down, baby. Get the 4 pound, baby, and let off up in the. Especially if you think you bigger than my mother trigger. Can I get mine? Is it gone? DMX represent one
Key
time
to life.
song.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we be eating right. Money, power,
There we go.
respect.
Okay, don't do me crazy. Okay. Hey yo. You know what a dog needs? Do you really know what a dog needs? Dog needs a what? Dog needs a come on. Not just any but a real let's go hold that dog down. Baby, I am what I am. I'm gonna be who I be. Everything from chasing the cat to on the tree. Let me see what I gotta see. Do what I gotta do. Dog for life, but keep it true. Every once in a while I break out the backyard to roam and get reckless, but I still know that home is home. And when I get there, I'ma sit there, take it up there, put my there. Do I handle my business? Yeah, I'ma run till I bust my gun and empty the clip. And if I come home, you gotta go, just give me the whip. I ain't got time for the lip, just open the fence. Let me go, I'll come back, I ain't got time to convince. Ever since I was a pup, I've been stuck with the street. Come on, keep the heat. You gotta eat. I'll pass in a week. If it's out there, I want it. All at one time. So when it's my time, I done it.
I know you kill for me, you die for me. I know you like to rip and run the streets, but I get nervous sometimes, baby. I can't help to think you might not make it home to eat. I barely sleep. Could you pick up a phone and call me at home and let me know you ain't in some heat? And don't go crying, you're wrong. You know I'm looking out for you, 'cause you be looking out for me. Yo, you can go with the dog. If you make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Say you can go with the dog. If you make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Oh, you go bend the law. You make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. I know you have been it all. But you make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Piece, piece. Oh boy, I know you got to do what you do. You making moves, I'm making moves, yo, we cool. Stay on your pulse, I got your back if you fall. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small, just go ball.
Dog tags around my neck, the streets are mine. I might leave the heat behind, in the streets I'm fine. That's why I sleep till 9, out by 10, back by 10, sleep till 9, do it again. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, you'll never know. You got me, I got you. Dog with a dog, ride till we die. It's all up in the song.
If you make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Say you can go with the dog. If you make this promise to me, you make it back in one piece. Oh, you go bend the law. You make this
right now. Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B.
Number one station for hip hop and R&B.
You know what the deal is. ATL's Next 100.
We talk for a living, we speak for a living, and for that reason, I like to give you guys a word of the day. So let's get into it. Oh man, it's all falling into place. Great word. Today's word is a noun. Reputation. R-E-P-U-T-A-T-I-O-N. Reputation. Every day put our reputation on the line with the things we say and do, man. Reputation is important. Shortish, small-ish word. Huge impact. Reputation. Let's go to the meeting. Overall quality or character as seen or judged by people in general. It's key in there. Overall quality or character as seen or judged by people in general. I say that way because as you live, you so will be judged. People are like, why are you judging people? As you live, you so shall be judged by the public. There is the public opinion. 2, recognition by other people of some characteristics or ability. You hear that in there? Characteristics by other people to a place in public esteem or regard. A good name. Come on, man. Let's get in here. Did you know? For reputation, the attainment of lexical esteem begins in 14th century Middle English in the character of reputation with a C, which is borrowing of an Anglo-French word with meanings similar to the English word, referring to such things as celebrity, distinction, good name, or estimation of character. The Anglo-French is from Latin reputation, reputatio, meaning consideration, and ultimately from reputar, to reckon up or to think over. That Latinate verb couples the well-known again prefix re with the verb putar, to reckon. Renowned celebrities of the putar family are the verb repute, to believe or consider. The identical noun, synonymous with reputation, the adjectives reputable and reputed, and adverb reputedly. Other puter cousins of notoriety are disreputable, imputation, and putative. Now I give you, there's always history to these words. We give you history to these words for a reason, man. So you take these words and you be like, oh man, I didn't know that word does sound like that word. Where did that come from? If you're a wordsmith like myself, maybe sometime you'll be like, you know what? You'll start saying that in advance. You're like, I know where that word comes from. Maybe, I don't know. So anyway, let's use this in a sentence. It takes a lot of bravery to host a global conference online for the very first time, and exhibitors needed to apply what they've learned in digital communications, reputation, how to drive online buzz, and how to create relevant engagement inside of energy-sucking platforms to stand out unlike ever before. That's talking about that pivot that I've been talking about. Discovery has a similar rationale for Discovery Plus. Livy said the company wanted to tap into consumers' affection for its flagship channel, Discovery, which has a global reputation as a provider of adventure, exploration, and nature programming. Adding the plus helps convey the wide range of unscripted fare from the company's other networks, from true crime to guilty pleasure reality series 90 Day Fiancé. So they're just talking about their reputation at Discovery. Anyway, man, give you these words on purpose because we want you to take these words and use them in your everyday life. That's called motivation. Speaking of motivation, let's get motivated, Steph.
Good morning, family and friends. I know many of you are looking for that morning motivational starter pack to get you up, prepared, and ready to take on this day. Well, as I tell you guys each and every day, there's a hero that lives inside of you. Someone who's special, someone who wants you to do something great with your life, someone who wants you to do creative work, someone who wants you to be the change in the world that you wish to see today, and that you can never be too distracted that you forget who you truly are, because the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You.
I think Steph's having some challenges with her mute button. Now, I can see your face. So maybe you need to hit it again because you know yours be reversing. Yeah, I know sometimes yours be reversing. No.
It's reversing now.
See, I know yours be reversing. Go ahead, carry on. No, now you're on mute again.
Okay, so I'm definitely on reverse today. Today is a reversal. All right, so we're going to get into redemption this week. And I'm redeeming myself from this button right here. This button has got to redeem itself sometime throughout the week. But anyway, and the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You. And I know many of y'all love to hear me say that in the part, because every time y'all see me, that's the first thing you say is the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You. All right, so we're going to talk about redemption for this week. And I'm going to talk about it for the whole week because I feel like most of the time in Morning Motivation Starter Pack, I don't get a chance to get everything out. You know what I'm saying? So we did a forgiveness before. We did a lot of different week series of certain things. And today this week we're gonna be in redemption, and how redemption is not just about surviving, surviving what happened to our soul, but it's about the revival of what our soul has been through. And they will say that it's that your soul dies. Before you can get redemption. I don't believe that, but I had to go and dissect that, and so I understand it, but that's not what I'm going to talk about, because I feel like the soul never dies, but because when the soul dies, you die as a person. And we talk about living freely and forgiving yourself and being able to forgive others and being able to live in your truth. We talk about that a lot, so that's what I'm going to cater to. The hope and things like that, and continue to feed you guys. So redemption is one of those things that it's a great thing to feel like you can redeem yourself after you feel like you've messed over something in your life. And I'm going to say messed over, because sometimes we can go through childhood, we go through traumas, and then we make bad choices. We done messed up them 20s or the teen. Well, I say teen years. We've messed up the teen years, and I'm gonna stick with that. We done ruined our teen years, but it was the choices that we made in doing so. So now you're in your 20s. You get a chance to redeem yourself. You get a chance to go back to school. You get a chance to have kids, have a relationship, form a career, figure out what you want to do in life and how you're going to contribute to society. So once you get to a certain point in life, you want that redemption. Or if you didn't mess up till you get to your 20s. To your 20s, that's when you want to start cutting the fool and acting up and doing whatever it is that you wanted to do and the choices that you make. Now you get into your 30s, and now you need that time for redemption. I'm saying this because we all go through a trial moment where we need to redeem ourselves, and some people do it secretly. Some people do it quietly. You will never know that they had anything going on because they have already forgiven themselves in private. They've already done whatever they was going to do, and because it was under the rug, swept under the rug by other people, now they get to redeem themselves, but you don't know they're in redemption. You think they just living this fantastic life. Yeah, not so fast. Not so fast. You've had something going on. You know what I'm saying? And you have forgiven yourself for that, and then you're in your redemption period. And many of you go through that. I know many women that are amazing women, but they go through things and nobody knows. That's that silent redemption. And I think that's most important with anything. Like throughout this whole thing, I think the forgiveness of yourself is most important. It's hard to do that. It's hard to forgive yourself and transition into redemption, because you can't redeem yourself if you don't forgive yourself. So whatever I did in my past, as a child, as an adolescent, in my 20s, in my 30s, whatever I did, if I don't forgive myself, redemption means nothing. So half of y'all that's listening, if you haven't forgiven you, then you wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. To you, it seems far-fetched. Because guess what? There's a period of time where you will have to face people that you've done something to during your situation. During your moment, there are people that haven't forgiven you because you haven't forgiven them, or people that you have done wrong to and you owe an apology, and some of them moved on without the closure. Because you don't need closure to move on. I tell y'all that all the time. You don't need closure to move on with your life. You can move forward without it. Some people have moved on from you. You burnt that bridge. And now you can't even go back to that. You shouldn't even want to. We talked about last week about, do you apologize to someone when you know that you done them wrong? Later, even if it's 5 years down the road. Some of y'all need to. That's part of your redemption. And that's probably why you haven't forgiven yourself. And that's also probably why you're still bitter. And that's probably why you're in the mental state that you are, and someone should help check on your mental health. Someone needs to check on your mental health. You need to check on your mental health. You can't possibly think that you are mentally stable if you know you done cut up your whole life and done people wrong. You were a snake at one point, and then now all of a sudden you're just not a snake, but still do snake things, or still think snake things is okay. Nah. You have some redemption. Then you have a period of redemption. You need to forgive yourself, and you also need to try to make right of the wrongs that you've already done. I'm not condemning anyone. This is not what redemption is. But sometimes you need somebody to come and tell you, okay, you've been a POS, and everybody know what a piece of you've been that forever, for as far as I knew you. You know what I'm saying? You're getting better now. Okay, forgive yourself, because if you don't, like I said, you won't. Moving forward on redemption, it would be fake. Dang, did I say that? Yes, I did. It will be fake, because you're going to keep being that same person. Ain't no such thing as redemption without forgiveness. And that also, like I said, starts with yourself. Regardless of what, it still starts with yourself. And it's a good thing, because one thing about good things, they never die. One thing about good things is they never die. That's the best thing about a good thing, is good things never die. Whether it's a person, whether it's an act, a thing, it never dies. People will still talk about it. It will leave a legacy. People will still have a certain connection to it. So if you're a good person and you've done great things, you will never die. But if you've been terrible and you haven't had that forgiveness to and went through your redemption, guess what? You're a terrible person, and people can't wait till you go. I'm just saying. This is what me to you. But I don't have enough time today. I'm running out. But what I am going to say is this. Stay tuned for the rest of this week. We're going to talk about this redemption. We're going to talk about the survival of it. And then we're going to talk about the revival of it. Redemption, survival, and revival. And we're going to dive into it. Keep it locked right here. Morning Coffee Swig. And that's your morning motivation starter pack from your girl Steph this morning. Redemption.
To all my dreamers that still believe in dream the way that I believe in dreams, continue to chase your dreams, and chase your dreams until you get tired. And when you get tired of chasing your dreams, you chase them some more, and some more. And if you're scared to do it anyway.
Go.
It's time for ATL weather and other random.
You know what day it is. Great morning, ATL, and a happy money making Monday. As we always say, money making Monday, motivational Monday, moolah Monday, muck mouth Monday. Get to the Mondays. Y'all have a bad case of the Mondays. We always have a good case of the Mondays, because Mondays are fantastic. At any rate, currently 48 degrees and sunny. A super cool morning in the A. One day after 404 day, and it's still a glorious one. Still a glorious one. It's going to warm up pretty fast into the 60s by the time we get off air today. It'll be into the 60s by the time we get off air. Another gorgeous day to eat outside. Hit the patios, pull the cars out, pull the bikes out, the booties, the side boob, no draws. Wait a minute. I'm sorry I got carried away. It's Monday. You know, it's a trade-off. Pollen come out, bring your spirits down. The booties come out, bring your spirits up. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Expect highs to hit the 80s today. I think we're gonna hit about 80 by late afternoon. That's what I'm calling for. Hit about 80 by the end of the day. Now, in honor of Money Making Monday, our Random City Weather Report comes from Sterling, Pennsylvania. Y'all, Sterling, Pennsylvania. They say silver is a second place metal, but to some people love silver better than gold, so there. Don't call it no second place metal. Currently it's 42 degrees. It feels like 35. Sterling, somebody gonna need that silver polish this morning. Woo! It's cold. The sun is out, so it's going to be sunny. It's going to be a sunny one, perfect day to get out here and get to the money. Let the silver and gold flow all over you. You see what I'm saying? It's you in Sterling, Silver City, and the sun is golden. So let it flow all over you like Scrooge McDuck. Bathe in it. That's what you're supposed to do. The temperature will rise gradually. Expect highs of 58 degrees today. So it's going to be a nice day. Shine on, Sterling. Shine on. And that is your ATL and Random City Weather Report. Segment created and brought to you by the Morning Coffee Suite. So if you hear anywhere else, best believe they copied that.
ATL's next 100. Listen. Next 100. Touch that dial.
Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
See, now you know who the guard be. Back running the city and you know who the squad be. Flip mode, shit, look, see, ain't nothing changed. No, I'm back with the remix with the queens of the game. When you see me in the spot, you even better respect it. Y'all already know in my rap, ain't no reason to check it. And y'all know that you ain't good with me just for the record. So instead, I'ma let Mary J. Blige come and set it. Now get low, Mary.
Maybe you can guess who it is. Mary J. Blige, I'm about to handle my biz. I'm on my grown woman, still I rep for the kids in every hood. And all my people doing a bid.
Now you know who's really the queen, deliver the mail. 730,000 first week of my sales. The haters plot and they watch looking on pale. While I'm on a yacht overseas doing my nails.
Get low, Mary.
Well, let me show you how we do. I gotta thank everyone for copping the breakthrough. Bust did take one, the remix to take two. You love the way we reinventing how we just stay new.
How we selling out the stadiums, arenas and all. Only Louis and Gucci, we don't shop at the mall. Got you partying and dancing and having a ball. And you loving the way we repping how we do it for y'all. Go ahead and
touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
Get low, digger.
See me rolling up in your hood. These jokers screaming, damn, Ron still be looking good. They do their little Mac, be asking me who I tap. Ain't none of your concern, you a G, make it happen. When I give it some play, he losing his brain. Asking me a bunch of questions, acting like he my man. Wanna stress some shit out, telling me I done changed. I'm saying, damn, my bad, you fell for the game.
Get low, digger.
Now he's sitting there looking stuck. He thinking cause he spent a little dough, I'm gon' if money ain't a thing, I'm saying let a bitch know. Type to empty your account, how far you willing to go? Now we hopping on the jet, he ain't wasting no time. Told me all expense paid, any place I can find. Hit the islands in the winter, tricking all on this dime. Ain't a shorty in the world better than mine. They wanna
touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
But this is serious, man.
Get low, Missy.
Baby, go ahead, mommy. Don't I look charming? Put your lips up on me. Kiss it, touch it, good. Yes, I wish you would.
Like to see me when I dip, baby, dip. Don't it look like I got Beyonce hips? Looking like I could be like Nia Long. Boy, you smoking that Cheech and Chong.
Have you ever seen fitness in a thong? You can hit it like a game of ping pong. If you give me 2 shots of Patron, bring it on, I might let you take me home.
Never so bust, misdemeanor in here. This year'll be clear, y'all best be weird. Fear MCs, y'all income near. I'm toxic, baby, like a Britney Spears.
Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
See, I ain't even gotta talk to y'all. I let the queens of the game get at y'all. See, y'all ain't even in my league. Flip mode.
Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it. Touch it, bring it, fade, watch it, turn it.
What type of games being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? Nigga trying to give me a nut. Cause honey's wanna give me the bug. Why? I'm politicking with this chicken, wondering if I'm a creeper. Little hood rap from 25th named Tamika, coming through like I do, you know, getting my bark on. Knew she was a thug, cause when I met her, she had a scarf on. 54'11", size 7 in girls. Baby face would look like she was 11 with curls. Girlfriend, what? Remember me from way back? I'm the same cat with the wave cap. That motherfucker TNT used to blaze that. Still here, so it's all good. Oh, you know my niggas rich and them doing their thing on 35th Dam. It's a small hood and it's all wood, so let me get that number. I get up, I hit you on the track later on, see what's up. Talking to shorty made me wanna do something nice. Looking at that made me wanna do something tonight. And I know right when I see right. Shorty looking like she tight, she bite. Let her give it green light. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? Nigga trying to give me a nut. Just cause honey's wanna give me the bug. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? Nigga trying to give me a nut. Just cause honey's wanna give me the bug. I'm getting that shorty like what you need, what you want. Want for nothing, cause I got you. But you front, I see you with your baby father, but it don't matter. Since you gave me the that getting fatter. Let that play daddy, make moves with me. I done kept it more than real, boo. Can't lose with me. True. Dirty smacked you, cause you said my name when y'all was sex. Ran up on this cat, he thought was me and started flexing. You know I ain't even with that. So he gon' have to get that just on GP. Tried to creep me, what? That sleepy. On the strength for you, when that show kids daddy. I ain't gon' send him on his way, put him up in that big caddy. But let him know. Never mind, yo, I need you to go. Take this up to 150, see Joe, get that. Come back with that, and we can split that. Sit back, puff, get that. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? Nigga trying to give me a nut. Cause honey's wanna give me the bug. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? Nigga trying to give me a nut. Cause honey's wanna give me the bug. What? Hey yo, this chicken got me digging her moves. Cause she smooth, win or lose, whoever she choose gets the dues. Respect is not expected, but it's given cause it's real. Being neglected's a norm, expect it, the deal. True. Lie, cheat, and steal for me. Put something in the nigga, make if you squeal for me. Kill for me, you still with me, cause we get down like what? Told you from the door, it ain't all about a nut. I'm gonna be fair. Trying to be there, we gon' see there. Hit me with the question, boo, that answer gon' be yeah. See there, something can go wrong, it does. Loved it, let it go, when it came back, that's how strong it was. But she belonged to cuz, couldn't belong to me. She got 2 kids by this, it was wrong for me. But we gon' always be best of friends. Ha ha, mad love, boo, to the end. What time of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? They gon' try to give me a nut. Just cause honey's wanna give me the bug. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Is you with me or what? They gon' try to give me a nut. Just cause honey's wanna give me the bug. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, then I got to know now. Something new. Stop, drop, shut 'em down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough riders roll. Stop, drop, shut 'em down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough riders roll. Snitches wanna try, snitches wanna lie, the snitches wonder why, snitches wanna die. All I know is pain, all I feel is rain. How can I maintain the badness on my brain? I resort to violence, my killers move in silence, like you don't know what I silence. Then your killers are wildin', my dogs is with it. You want it? Come and get it. Took it, then we split it. Damn right we did it. What the F you gon' do when we run up on you? Messing with the wrong crew, don't know what we gon' through. I'ma have to show how easily we blow. Let me find out there's some more that's running with Joe. After we can't handle, break it up and dismantle. Light it up like a candle, just cause I can't stand you. Put my on tapes, like you busting grapes. Think you holding weight, and you haven't met the apes. Stop, drop, shut 'em down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough riders roll. Stop, drop, shut 'em down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough riders roll. crazy? I'll bust you and be crazy. Stop acting like a baby. Mind your business, lady. Nosy people get it too. When you see me spit at you, you know I'm trying to get rid of you. Yeah, I know it's pitiful. That's how killers get down. Watch my killers spit round. Make you suckers kiss ground. Just for talking clown. Oh, you think it's funny? Then you don't know me, money. It's about to get ugly. Whatever, dog, I'm hungry. I guess you know what that means. Come up off that green. Rob niggas don't ravine. Don't make it a murder scene. Give a dog a bone. Leave a dog alone. Let a dog roam and he'll find his way home. Home of the brave. My home is a cave. And yo, I'm a slave to my home is the grave. I'ma pull papers. It's all about the papers. Chickens caught the papers and now they wanna rape us. Stop. Drop. Shut them down. Open up shop. Oh, no. That's how Rough Riders roll. Stop. Drop. Shut them down. Open up shop. Oh, no. That's how Rough Riders roll. Man, look what you done started. Act written, you got it. Had it, shoulda shot it. Now you're dealing departed. Get at me, dog, and I rip. But this one here, I flip. You can know when I kick. Gonna be some slick. What would that look for when I walked in the door? Oh, you thought you was raw? Boom, not anymore. Cause now you on the floor. Wishing you never saw me walk through that door with that 4-4. Now it's time for bed. 2 more to the head. Got the floor in. Yeah, that maggot's dead. Another unsolved mystery. It's going down in history. Niggas they never did to me. Niggas they can't get to me. Got to make a move. Got a point to prove. Gotta make them prove. Got them all like ooh. So to the next time you hear this dog rhyme, try to keep your mind on getting in crime. Stop. Drop. Shut them down. Open up shop.
Powered by IBNXRadioNetwork.com.
Station I listen to 24/7.
ATL's Next 100. Next 100.
Don't get it twisted.
Yes, sir. Hey man, every day we tell you something that's on my mind, something I'm feeling, something I may have seen, something I may have experienced, and it's what has me on the edge. Let's get into that. How did I get here? I don't know. It seems foggy. We gotta figure that out. But anyway, listen, man. This is a thought. I think that oftentimes we operate in flawed logic. Oftentimes we kind of I think we lying to ourselves and lying to ourselves. Let's go with lying to ourselves. What I mean by that, today's word today was reputation, which was ironic maybe that it was that word. In the word reputation, we also talk about the word reputable, and we always talk to get this from a reputable source. When you get information from a reputable source, a strength of character comes into mind when I think of that. And I'm saying all of this because having strength of character and having this quote unquote reputation, for one, allows you to say and do things a certain way. Allows you to say certain things and have one, get the benefit of the doubt, but two, be like, I say more, explain, or have people listen. And I think that happens on this show quite a bit. That happens for us both. We have laid a foundation. I believe have laid a foundation to be able to say the things that we say, to give strong opinions, and life to be able to do that. Where I say the flawed logic comes in, one of the things you hear people say all the time is, I don't nobody say. I don't care what nobody think about me. I don't care what people think about me. I don't know where the chop is coming from. So pardon that connection challenge. We'll get that together. I don't know what's going on there. But again, if people say, I don't care what nobody say about me. I don't care what. I don't care what they think. Well, in the word reputation, it was judged by others. In the word reputation. To be reputable, somebody else has to judge you. And you want to have a good reputation. So, actuality, you do care what other people think. I think we probably need to start saying, I don't care what you think. You might be a certain person, but I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what that person thinks about me. Be more direct with what we're saying, because it's not actually true. For most of you, you care about what people think about you. Now, this doesn't mean that you're doing things for other people. You're not your own man and all of those things. That's not what I'm saying. Because that's what people will run with. They be like, no, I don't care what nobody say. I'll go. That's not true. That's not true. For those of us that have great relationships with our parents, or aunts, uncles, things of that nature, you care. You care. You secretly or out loud seek their approval. You got peers that you want them to see your accomplishments or pat you on the back. You got people that look up to you that you want them to do in a certain regard. So in actuality, we do care. We are working every day on our reputation. And if you're working on your reputation comes from your judgment of others, what other people have seen, witnessed, how they characterize you. That's where it's in the definition. So us walking around saying, that's one of the things, I don't know where we learned that as black people. We learned it's the tough guy mentality. I don't know, it's the defense mechanism. But we quick with that. Quick with it. And I don't know where this chop is coming from. Now I figured this out. But we quick with that. We are super quick with I don't care what nobody think about me. I think for all of this, people that's on Morning Coffee Swig, people that listen to us, the people that listen to us around the world, I think that you guys, I don't know what, I think that you guys should all take this, all of us, not just you guys, all of us should take that out of our vocabulary. Take that defense mechanism out. Let's no longer say, I don't care what nobody says about me. I don't care what they think about me. You can be very direct and mean it and be like, I don't care what you think about me, because your opinion doesn't matter, because you are going to judge me in a certain way anyway. Doesn't matter. So I don't care about yours, because your thought, your scorecard does not hit my overall reputation. My reputation is solid. So we can say that, because I feel like that about certain people. I mean, bruh, I'm solid. I don't care what you think. I'm solid. So, oh yeah, got you. For that, that's what got me on edge, man. Just flawed logic. You do care. So keep working on your reputation.
I agree to disagree.
Yeah, talk about it. Carry on. That's the edge.
Powered by IBNXRadioNetwork.com.
To live is to suffer. To survive, well, that's to find meaning in the suffering. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear. I've been through mad different phases, like mazes, to find my way. And now I know that happy days are not far away. If I'm strong enough, I'll live long enough to see my kids doing something more constructive with the time than biz. I know because I've been there, now I'm in there. Sit back and look at what it took for me to get there. First came the drama with my mama. She got on some fly shit, so I split and said that I'ma be that seed that doesn't need much to succeed. Strapped with mad greed, a heart that doesn't bleed. I'm ready for the world, or at least I thought I was. Bagging when I caught a buzz, I was thinking about how short I was. Going too fast, it wouldn't last, but yo, I couldn't tell. Group homes and institutions prepare my for jail. They put me in a situation forcing me to be a man when I was just learning to stand without a helping hand. Damn, was it my fault? Something I did to make a father leave his first kid at 7 doing my first bid. Back on the scene at 14 with a scheme to get more green than I'd ever seen in a dream. And by all means, I will be living high I'm slipping, I'm falling. I got to get up, get back on my feet so I can tear. That ain't the half. It gets worse as I get older. Actions become bolder. Heart got cold. Chip on my shoulder that I didn't touch. Didn't need a click, cause I scared it that much. One deep with the starting for kicks. Catching Vicks, throwing bricks, getting by, being slick. Used to get high just to get by. Used to have to pop in the morning before I get fly. Ate something, couple of 40s made me hate something. After some hurt, now I'm ready to take something. 3 years later, showing signs of stress. Didn't keep my hair cut or give a how I dress. I'm possessed by the darker side, living the cruddy life. What? Like this, kept it with a bloody knife. Wanna make records, but I'm wooed up. Slipping, I'm falling, can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear. Wasn't long before I hit rock bottom. Like damn, look how that got open like a window. No more endo. Look at a video, say to myself that could have been yo. On the TV, believe me, could be done. Something got to give, got to change. 'Cause now I got a son. I got to do the right thing for shorty, and that means no more getting high, drinking 40. So I get back, looking tight, slick again. Fake, jump back on my again. Nothing but love for those that know how it feel, and much respect to all my kept it real. It's strong, kept it from doing wrong. Who they is, and this is your song. And to my boo, who stuck with it, I do. All the bull, you'll get yours because it's due. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear. Yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear. Got to get up. This is from the hood, baby. Can't get up. Got to get up. Action, baby.
ATL's Next 100.
Number one station
for hip hop and R&B.
We can't slip on this fact. We got to give you the local swig. What you got for me this morning, Steph? On my local swig.
All right, y'all. Today's local swig is going to be brought to you by, and I hope I'm saying this right, Babette's Cafe. Babette's Cafe. It is a traveler's choice for the year of 2020. You know, COVID hit 2020, so there hasn't been, you know, much going on. But what I can say is, hey, these people are at the top of the list when it comes to travelers finding somewhere to go. This is, of course, Atlanta, Georgia, the Highlands and Northeast. So if you know that area, check out this place. French food in Atlanta. So it is like an Italian place to go. I am trying to brush up on my French, my El Francais. So I have been, you know, kind of like trying to text in it and, you know, just kind of open the dialogue just a little bit of French. This is French food. You can't take me to places like this. Because if I go here, I'll be texting, looking at my translator, trying to figure out a whole dialogue, trying to come up with a whole dialogue for French. In French. So, they are open from, let's see, hold on, give me 1 second. I don't know how I just skipped all the way around it. But, yeah. So, they are open from 5 p.m. to 8:30. So the last seating will be at 8:30. This is a reservation place, another reservation place that we'll be telling you about. So they open at 5:30. The last seating is at 8:30. So you gotta kind of get there real early. And I think this is only for dinner. So it's 573 North Highland Avenue. Jason, you want to talk? Because I hear you like smacking that button and coughing. This is 573 North Highland Avenue, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia, 30307. You can try them out or call them 404-523-9121 to make a reservation, or you can go online and make the reservation online. It's called Babette's Cafe. Of course, like I said, it is French food, but they do have, other American food, of course. They got the oysters Rockefeller. They have the short rib ravioli with warm lobster salad. Like, what? Give it here. That's with Mandaria sauce and a butter fondue. That sounds pretty good, and it's only $40. That's all right. It's not that much. They have the romaine arugula salad, of course, with the lemon thyme dressing. I am going to try his place. I'm gonna try this place, and I have a couple of things already in mind that I want to try. Again, that's Babette's Cafe at 573 North Highland Avenue, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia. Check them out, y'all. That is your local swig for today.
And maybe give you your local swig for a reason. We guys to go out there else with your life, do something else with contact us 678-944 Morning Coffee Swig at network if you want to be. We gotta do it at the top of the hour. We always give you our top swigs. At the top of the hour we give you a swig of news. Second hour we give you our top swigs, which is our top stories. So let's get into that. Let's get it, Steph. What you got?
All right, first things first, Bridgerton returns for a second season, but this time the star Duke of Hastings, what is his name? Regis-Jean? However you want to say it, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Regis-Jean. All right, so he's the only black person on there that we want to see, to be honest, and he won't be on there. I'm outraged. Like, I want to contact the people. I want to understand why. But honestly, he knew upon taking this role that it would be a very short role for him. Not only that, many people say that in the books, if you read the books, in the books, the Duke of Hastings, he's not in the second part of the book, but he does come back later. So I'm being optimistic. I will watch the second season because it made such an impact on me. Looking at it, like, y'all know, I'm all into the Victorian and the vintage, and the dukes and my lords and my grace. I'm all into it, honey. So I will be watching the next season. Many people will not be watching the next season. I'm just trying to figure out, like, it's 2021. We have to have some kind of creative liberty to be able to change things. I don't know what happened in the book, whatever. But hello, we want to see him. They're not giving us that, but whatever. Pomelo, Florida right now is facing a tragedy as lawmakers try to, how can I say this? Try not to let 300 plus people, homes get washed away by toxic water. So they don't have an idea. See, this is the thing. There is no preventative methods for certain things. What happened was there became a leak. In that leak, there became an even bigger crack. They say leak, but it's a crack. There's a crack leaving inside, like the water, what is it called? A water reservoir. And so with that, if the water goes too far, it will wipe out an entire residence, a residential area. So that's a lot of different people. Right now they are evacuating there because guess what? If that water was to, break and go into these residential areas, it's toxic water. Tons and tons of toxic water. They are saying, and they come to let us know that this is not affecting our regular drinking water, bathing water, anything like that. This is just for this part. So we listen. I will keep you guys updated as to what's going to happen with that. Not quite sure, but they're fixing it. So if they have a way to fix it, they're going to do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? If not, they will have to evacuate even more people. So we're going to keep them in our prayers. Also, the fourth surge is on its way. We are going into the fourth wave of COVID-19. But this time, it's a little bit different because they have found another strand that they're calling the double mutant. It's like, what? What do you mean, the double mutant? Like, they keep coming out with different strands of this COVID, of coronavirus. And so now it's COVID-19. It's got the other strand and the other strand, and this one is called the mutant, the double mutant strand. So, listen, they say by next week, we could see the numbers move tremendously. Like the increased levels, the increased numbers will be astonishing. Michigan reported 8,500 new cases within one day. Y'all remember when we was at 1,200 new cases? 1,200 new cases. And that was in like the most popular areas like Texas and Georgia. 1,200 was the highest, and we was like, ooh, we talk about 8,500 in Michigan. With this also being said, with this new double mutant strand of COVID-19, 40,000 people will be exposed in Arlington, Texas, in this coming week for the home opening. Okay, so listen, y'all. You got 40,000 people that will be gathering in the Arlington, Texas stadium. 40,000 people. I just told you about the new surge, the fourth phase that we're going into with increases. Not the fourth phase as in things have leveled out, vaccines have been distributed, people are getting the vaccines, the Dolly Partons and the Mariah Careys, and they singing, they have a good time. Yeah, but everybody is still having a good time. And the numbers are still going up. And then Texas has finally, remember I told you last week that Texas was opening. They were taking off all the restrictions. So they are at full capacity. Opening the stadium? 40,000 people gathered into a stadium in Texas? Are you kidding me? People are going to go. Now let's be very clear. Everybody thinks that they have it under control within their own. Everybody's like, okay, well, I'm gonna stay 6 feet away from people. I'm gonna keep my mask on. Child, that have been proven that not even that can stop COVID, and you could also contract it or take it home to your family, clothes, materials, or whatever the case may be. So people that are in Texas right now, I need y'all to be very careful with what you're doing. There are a lot of families that have been in devastation due to COVID-19. We do not want to perpetuate that by more people contracting this virus and then more businesses having to shut down. Because guess what, Texas, if in fact the majority of those people are from Texas, and that virus, since it sends Texas into a fifth stage, I mean, I don't know where we're going to go from here. But I can't say anything because South Beach, spring break, they did their thing. It was millions and millions. It was hundreds of thousands of people out there, and the same thing with Atlanta, Georgia. So it's not much that you can say about specifics. But what I can say, 40,000 people during this phase right now is not a good thing. 18,000 children, migrant children, are stuck and being held at U.S. Customs. They're trying to figure out why y'all keep sending y'all kids over the border. Like, at this point, I don't understand it. If you look at any media outlet, they have the same astonishment as I do as to why the immigrants keep bringing their kids and dropping them off at the border. You got 18,000 kids in within U.S. possession right now. Why? Like, why? And then living in unforeseen circumstances. Squander. I don't understand it. I'm just letting you know that is what's going on. So when you speak to the Hispanic community and things like that, I'm sure they are outraged. But what can be done about it? It's like, what are we supposed to do if you keep bringing your kids and you're dropping them off to the U.S.? Now is not the time. Honestly, now is not the time to come over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still going to be exposed. So I don't know what's going on over there. The reason that they so adamant about bringing these kids over here, child, but they keep bringing them over here, dropping them off. And, the way that they live in, I wouldn't want my child over there. Whatever's going on over here, we need to stay and keep it over here. President Joe Biden has a $2 trillion infrastructure plan. And within this, $100 billion of that is going to go to pipes to prevent like leaks and stuff like that, like what's going on in Palmetto, Florida, what's going on in Michigan, what's going on in many places, and prevention methods for certain things, snows and floods and things like that are wiping us out. That $100 billion is going to go towards that. The internet bandwidth. Right now, we even having trouble. We ain't always had trouble, but the bandwidth, I think, when they put up the 5G towers, that it kind of shortened the bandwidth, or just, I don't know, something is running into each other, and it's all over the world. And I can say that because everywhere that I've been having trouble with my phone. I've had the same service for quite some time, and even with an upgrade phone, people are still having issues with their cellular transmission. So the infrastructure plan of $2 trillion. $100 billion would go towards the preventative methods of different states for different states. It will go towards internet and also electrical vehicles. So I guess the Tesla, we're gonna be making more Teslas. They're gonna be handing them out like Nissans. I guess. What's his name? Michael Strahan got new teeth, y'all. New teeth today, and you got new legs. So Michael Strahan got new teeth. Yep. So he's been cheesing all over the internet. And the Space Jam returns with LeBron James. Space Jam is returning with LeBron James. And Jeezy, congratulations to Jeezy for getting married during the countdown wedding, which is 4, 3, 2, 1. That's April the 3rd, 2021. That's called the countdown wedding, which is 4, 3, 2, 1. And shout out to him. And congratulations.
The weddings that I did this weekend, one of the weddings I did this weekend, that was their theme as well. The 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's lit.
Yeah, I think it's the only time you could be able. Only time you could be able to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Only time. Yeah, ain't gonna be this. Yeah. You're end of 21. So yeah.
That's dope.
You'll never be able to do.
A lot of
4,
people
3, 2,
got married 11/11/11. I'm sure that was a good one for some people too. Last but not least, of course, this story has reached internet worldwide. Everybody's been talking about it, and I will say, on behalf of Morning Coffee Sweet, DMX will be in our prayers. Rapper DMX had an apparent overdose over the weekend on Friday night, and it triggered him to have a heart attack. And upon release to the media, it was said that he had a heart attack and that he was in a vegetative state because his brain went without oxygen for 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes or 30 or more minutes. Everybody knows that if your brain goes without oxygen for, any period of time, you are subject to becoming a vegetable, what they call a vegetable, which means no brain activity. When your brain shuts down, your body shuts down, and then it starts over. And you
have these reports been substantiated yet?
Yes, they have been substantiated. He was on life support, but then they took him off life support in order to breathe for himself. But his family came back and said he is now back on life support. So he was on life support, and then he started breathing on his own, and then now he's back on life support. That's what the reports say, and those have just come out this morning that he's back on it. I don't know how for sure that part is, but I do know they did say he was on life support, but he was breathing on his own. So we do know that. A lot of people had different views on it. It is. It's very tough to hear that.
Let's leave it there because we're gonna get into it. Leave it there and we can get into it. Yeah, let's leave it there. We going. That was our top swigs. I hope y'all enjoyed those. And it's a perfect segue, Steph. Great job. Let's get into. It's time to get into some coffee talk. Get a drop.
Next 100. Stand up, get it pop right now. Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B.
#1 station for hip hop and R&B.
You know what the deal is. ATL's Next 100.
It's time to sit around the table, stir the coffee pot, grab our coffee mugs, and have a little coffee talk. Over the weekend, Steph just talked about it. We had a DMX mix, man. DMX is a legend, and you cannot talk hip-hop. I don't believe you could talk about hip-hop without DMX's name. That the phrase DMX the game is a real thing, because when DMX came, the culture was doing one thing. DMX came and he shifted the whole culture. He DMX the game, and then 50 did the same thing. When 50 came, there was a shift in the culture. So it was a couple people that have come in and done that. And you can't talk hip-hop, you can't talk hip-hop history without them. X is one of those guys. Now, you also know me. We talked about reputation. We talked about being able to say the things that we say. You also know me that I'm a fan of taking us behind the woodshed. You take your boy behind it, as my dad would say, you got to take it behind the woodshed and whip him sometime. You know, you take your boy, pull your boy coattail, whatever it is, however you say it. Hey, homie, let me holler at you. Holla, 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 holla at you. Now, over the weekend, I made a post on social media and everybody had something to say. It was crazy. Oh my God. It was crazy. And I love it. I love the dialogue. I said the reason I love this show, so because we don't have to go to the barbershop to have our conversations. We can have our conversations right here in front of everybody. And give you the opportunity to give everybody the opportunity to clear up what they're saying, stand on what they're saying, and let everybody else have their own opinion. Now my statement was, and Steph, I don't even know how to word this for a coffee talk. So really, as a coffee talk, you could say, you know, I don't know how you feel about DMX. I don't even know. I don't even know how to word it as a question to put onto your social media. But getting back to what I said, the statement that I made for y'all that don't follow me on Facebook, I said, keeping it funky. This is a regular Friday for DMX. It's a regular Friday for DMX. You 50, dog. Stop it. It was my full statement, right? So I don't want nobody saying I pulled no punches to say what I said. I think I'm paraphrasing. I may have got it right. I think that's what I said. You 50, dog. Stop it. And I think that's where people got caught up, was in the you 50, dog. You 50. Stop it. But my statement was based in, I said it's a regular Friday, because people came out with this, oh my God, this overwhelming, shocking sadness. And I ain't got that. I don't have this overwhelming, shocked sadness. Why I don't have this overwhelming, shocked sadness, and why I said it's a regular Friday, is because it's been par for the course. Now, sad video, I saw the video of how he got introduced to it, with him fighting tears to tell the story. How he got introduced to drug at 14 by a mentor, somebody he respected. Heartbreaking video. Very, very tough watch. I watched it, very, very tough watch. Heartbreaking. But that aside, in a battle, in a war, you're going to win, you're going to lose, or concede. That's going to happen. People are like, you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all got to win. And I have seen this thing. Let me start with that too. I'm not going to ever speak on something that I don't have. If you know me, I will not speak on something that I have no experience on, that I haven't seen, I haven't really been involved in. If I don't have an opinion or really ain't been involved in it, hey, you got it. I ain't got nothing to say. Or there'll be this disclaimer in the beginning, be like, hey man, I don't really have a point of view. This is what I'm thinking, but I don't really have a point of view. So, and I'll bow out gracefully. This is something that I think we've all dealt with. Addictions. Friend, family, cousin, your favorite aunt, whatever. We dealt with this thing. And I have seen people beat addiction. And I've seen others not want to get better. I've seen others try and fail. So when something happens, and I process things a little different. I meant to say this. I process things a little different. We just got through Easter. I'll get back and I'll tie it all together. But we just got through Easter. And why that's important is because Easter is bittersweet for me. Easter is bittersweet because one of my favorite family portraits is of me, my brother, my sister, and my biological mother on the front lawn in our Easter clothes. My dad's not in the picture because he's taking the picture, but he's there. One of the favorite family pictures. Fast forward to college. My great aunt, we find her dead on Easter. We're going to pick her up to take her to church, talk to her. Hour drive, we get to the house. She's had a heart attack, dies getting dressed for Easter. So every Easter, I'm thinking about that. But when that happened, most people were like, oh, I got sad. I got mad. I was so when we found her, I was so hot, so upset, and I was mad at God. I'm like, why you keep doing this? Why you keep doing this to me? Dealt with a whole lot of death at an early age in my life. Hot, mad punching the air like Cuba Gooding Jr. and boys in the hood. I'm hot, mad. Fast forward, why I say all that is because in that statement I made on Facebook, there was an angry emoji. And someone made mention of, why did you choose an angry emoji for that? And this is why, because when your homie do something your homie just can't get right, you got a homie that just can't get right. You love him, you upset, you're disappointed. But also part of that is, why can't you get together? There's an anger in there too. There's an anger that comes from the love. They're like, why can't you get this together? And that's where my statement is rooted for X. I don't have this overwhelming sadness for what's going on right now. I would hope that he would get better. I don't want to see him in a hospital. But it's par for the course. This has been the journey. I ain't surprised. When a thief steals, I ain't like, oh my God, I can't believe he steals. He stole. A thief don't steal. Somebody said, Tyrese made a comment like this, and Tyrese go Tyrese. Like, you come to expect certain things from certain people, and you want it to be better. But I think that's why I was talking about earlier, flawed logic. We be lying to ourselves. Why we lying to ourselves? Why you lying to yourself? I just happen to say it. My man said I shouldn't have said it. But I said what I said. He said I should have said it at that time. I can say it, but not right now. But I say what I say because, again, and I'm gonna bring Steph in on this, but I had to, because I know she gonna be long-winded and she got her feeling on this. So I'm gonna let you get your piece in. But I said what I said for that reason, because this is how I feel. I ain't shocked, and I'm mad as a hip hop fan, as if this was my homie. And the question was, would you say this to him right now? Would you say it to his face? I took it as, would you say it to his face? And I was like, yeah, because I said what I said. But he was saying, would you say this right now? And I'm like, maybe I wouldn't say it right now. Why he's going through this, and then we'll talk about it later. Because I feel like this, like my partner. I always say, how many times you gotta lose? How many times you had to get to the end before? Now this is from the anger and the love. I said this to a partner of mine. Like, how many times you gotta see this before you be like, I gotta make another decision? Again, being aware of addiction. It's a hypothetical question, because I know, being aware of addiction, that you not. So because of that, I'm not walking around with this overwhelming. It ain't like Kobe died. It ain't the same. It ain't like Nip got hit. It ain't the same. It's not the same. It's, dang, that's messed up. That's what it is. It's not like, but it's kind of like, I saw that coming. This was imminent. And lastly, I will say that also out of love, and this is where it's gonna be. This gonna sound real messed up. Ooh, it's gonna sound messed up. Y'all gonna hate me. Either gonna hate me or love me on this. That if something happens to him, and this is the end for him. I hope it's not, but say this is the end for him. Is it more of a like, it's a relief? My man been fighting this demon since he was 14 years old. There's been a battle every single day. You lost this one. Every battle ain't gonna be won, and everybody ain't gonna win this battle. You lost this one. Is it more of a like, you know what? Let's celebrate your life. You're a legend. Live on through t-shirts and music and things of that nature. Peace, dog. That's it. It's over with. And I said that yesterday on this same post, and somebody said that it's not the same, but let me say this. Y'all say this all the time when somebody elderly pass away, about to pass away. You know what y'all say? well, at least there's no more pain. Grandma's not in pain anymore. Which y'all is bull. But if you believe that, then what I'm saying is not that bad. What I'm saying is the exact same thing. No more pain. No more pain. Steph, I'm going to bring you in. Come on, Steph. I'm going to bring you in. I'll talk for about 8 minutes on this thing. Come on in.
Okay.
But you heard, but I was able to explain what I'm saying, because I said what I said in very few words. There's with layers of thought to it, but it was very few words. So it was left for so much interpretation, which I understood. So I understood all the anger people had. Well, not anger, but I understood where people were disagreeing with me or what have you. Go ahead though. You heard what I said. What you got? Go ahead.
I feel like sometimes it's just what you said at the timing was just like somebody getting on the podium at church while you in the casket saying, "Dang, he still owe me money. Who gonna pay for it?
Okay.
Who gonna pay his tab?" You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't the right time. So I feel like when we first heard the news, and because we are so invested into him and his emotional state as a person, as a human being, as a person that we have not idolized but looked up to in hip hop and what he's done and his geniuses. I mean, him being a genius and what he has brought to us, not just in the form of hip hop, but he brought some people to God. He was that person that changed a lot of people's hearts and brought them from drugs. His testimony has saved lives. So I think for the people that are invested in that part of him, and also invested in the part that we've seen him try to fix and battle demons, of trying to go to Ayana Banzam Fix Your Life, doing interviews where he uses it as therapy, and doing prayers and going to church and checking himself into rehab. We've saw him try this over and over. So we've become invested into him and his emotional state and as a person, as a human being. So when you said what you said, it was like, dang, you ain't even gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounded really harsh. No matter your intentions behind it. Ain't nobody thinking about the intentions behind it. It's more so, wow, this is the statement. It's like you saying that right now as a person is on their deathbed. So I think when people took it, they took it for that. And, you know, when you understand addiction, you have a different level of sympathy towards individuals that battle with addiction, especially when it comes to drugs. When it comes to drugs, addiction, what?
But when does your, because you understand, but when does that hit it always hits a ceiling. You're forever and ever empathetic, or sympathetic about this. At some point, you're like, hey man, either you gonna win this battle or you ain't.
Yeah, no. That's not always the case. When you say that, you still sound cold. That sounds very cold.
Because I'm a realist.
But no. Sometimes people do not get over certain situations. You have not gone through, right? So you have not gone through what he went through to even make that statement. Some people have dealt with that as their parents. That wasn't one of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't your parent or your, you know what I'm saying, your people. Like he has kids, and the father that he was to his kids, you would never understand it. You would never understand what the kids could say. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're going to be forever sympathetic because, but they're going to be forever sympathetic just as well as I would, because I have watched him try. He's cried out in songs. He's did prayers. He's went on, like, he's done a lot to try to beat that demon. He just didn't get a chance to. And hopefully he beats what he comes out of the hospital this time, and hopefully he's able to beat it because he's not able to get the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to continue to do this to himself, and then he can finally be at peace without just dying from that. But I will forever be sympathetic because I know that addiction is hard to kick. and I've watched it around me in my environment when you have kids that live in the homes of parents that have battled addiction. Sometimes when you go through some traumatic things in your life, molestation, you go through neglect and all of that, institutionalized, whatever, you turn to something to make you cope. I could never judge a person that uses and abuses substances in order to cope with nothing, because I don't know how it affected them. Their triggers are not my triggers. I have my own triggers. I got my own demons that I fight. I have my own battles. So what I do to cope,
why is that judging?
Somebody else may say that it's addictive. Well, it's judging because when you look at a person's
number one, but number two, I said that earlier. Judging is
when you
part
look
of
at
life.
a person,
But go ahead.
Yeah, judging is definitely part of life, but sometimes people take it a little harsher take it more deeper than others. For me, when people judge me, I just look at it as they wish it was something that they can't have. When white people judge black people, I just look at it as, hey, white people wish it was something about that black person that they wish they could have. When people look down on me and judge me, they wish they was this free. I don't care what kind of degree they got or what walk of life they from. You wish you was free like me. You wish, but you're not. So you mad at me about it. So anything that you judge another human being for, obviously there's something inside of you that you really judging yourself about. And it really ain't got nothing to do with that person. So I think when people judge, individuals based on, their walk of life or their upbringing or their traumatic past or their addictions and things like that, like, I don't connect to that. I don't relate to that. I am a judge-free zone. When people confide in me, they confide in me because I am seriously judge-free. When I grew up with friends who had parents that were addicts of some sort. One of my parents had an addiction, an alcohol abuse. So guess what? I was in AA meetings at a very early age, and I watched and I looked at the people that were in there. Some of them you wouldn't even know. You would have never known. They kids was in private school, and, they were doing well. We didn't even know that Judge such and such was beating up, the teacher, the second grade teacher. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know that. They've been married all this time, and everything looked perfect. But there's an addiction that we can't judge, because guess what? That same person that was at home doing those things was not the same person that we were seeing in rehab or as a recovering addict.
I got a question.
And it's not something that you could just kick like that. It's really not. Like, I don't see how people don't understand that that's a disease. It's not.
I don't think people are debating that. Some people maybe, but I don't think. A
lot of people have said like, that's his choice. Because that's how you made it seem like, that was his choice, and sometimes you just got to let it go. That's that's what we got from your statement, and kind of sort of what you're saying. It's like basically you're saying, that's his choice. Like, at some point you got to know when to stop. Like, no, it's an addiction.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said that from the person as this is my dog. I'm angry at that point, but I want you to stop. I know you're addicted. I really want it to be over with for you. I want you to stop doing this. This is rhetorical, because I know the question, when is it enough, is rhetorical, because I know you're going to be like, you have your sickness or whatever you're dealing with. You got your sickness, and it's not going to ever be enough. I'm not saying that you quote unquote may have a choice. Now, there is some choice in stopping. There's some choice in recovery for everything. But to say that the sickness may be stronger than you, it's not stronger than every person. Like you said, you talked about people who have been through an addiction and they're fighting it to this day, but they're winning the battle right now. As of today, they're winning the battle, right? They were stronger than the addiction. What I'm saying here is, homie, concede. I'm conceding that you're not stronger than it. You have fought it. I concede that you ain't stronger than it. It is what it is. Because of my question I was about to ask you.
And then the end, go ahead.
The question I was about to ask you, had he he just went to jail. Just like, say he just went to jail. Or like when Kodak Black went back to jail. When T.I. kept going to jail. What did everybody say? What did you even say? When they kept going back to jail, right? You was like, hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. He back. Oh boy, back in jail. It's a big joke. Ha! Look, here they go. It's not a joke like you.
But
see,
those are choices. Jail, but it's like no.
See,
that is two separate things. Like
no,
selling drugs or getting caught with a gun and going to jail 1,000 times is not the same thing as having a chemical imbalance where you are addicted to something that you can't control.
I'm saying this is your reputation. This is something that you do. So I'm not surprised when it happens. And I'm not going to have this overwhelming, oh man, free my dog. I'm not having that. Because this is what you do. So the same thing here where I say X is going to X, which I have decided that X is going to X. Now, if I'm his son or something, you don't have that feeling. As like you said, you got his son, you like, oh, I want my daddy to get better. But as a homie or that's your partner, you like, I don't want him to do that, but man, you know what I'm saying? That's, we just going through this now. I don't have this overwhelming sadness about it though, like a Kobe or Nipsey situation. Ain't the same thing. And that's my statement was less about X. That's the other thing I didn't say. My statement was less about X and more about the people. And that's what I was really saying. Like, what y'all, like, keeping it funky. All y'all with this overwhelming surprise. Why? That's really what it wasn't about him. My statement really wasn't about him. My statement really was about all these people and their statements because I kept seeing it. I was like, how y'all got this feeling? I don't understand how y'all got this feeling. Like y'all surprised. Like you let a thief live in your house and he stole out your purse. I don't understand how you were surprised by that.
I really want to understand, like you keep saying we have this overwhelming, shockingly, emotional attachment
overwhelming
to it. Or
yes.
Yeah, but it's not that. And then you're like, oh, well, y'all acting surprised. We're not surprised. We're just feeling terrible that this is still happening. It's not a surprise to us. I have an overwhelming attachment to this emotionally. I am attached to this because I have watched this happen in my community for years. I have watched this. I have watched people beat it. And I have watched people struggle with it forever. Only person that's struggling with it right now and beating it in our eyes and still talking about it in their music is Kevin Gates. DMX been talking about it even when he was DMX versus Damien. He has been talking about it for a very long time. And what life was back then in the 80s and who you had to be and the image that you had to be upheld to and all of that is different than what we are now. So I will forever be sympathetic to because the resources and the drug use where we are now, they are a lot different than because we don't smoke crack no more. They was smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? Like that's two different things.
I mean, his was introduced by it was total. He wasn't even going down that road. He wasn't even smoking.
It wasn't even his choice. It was really, and not only that,
it was really bad.
But before that, let's be honest. Before that, he was already going through it. 7 to 14, he got abandoned by his mother. He was in an institution. You get out the institution, this is what you're introduced to. We don't know if he could have had redemption at that point at 14 or not. Yeah. We don't know what could have happened. And his choice was taken away from him. So to say that a person who needs to hurry up and get their stuff together, I don't care if you're 50, you're 50 years old, you need to hurry up and get it together. It's like, okay, we don't know, but what we don't know.
But you know that's not what I'm saying.
But I know that's not what you're saying, but there are many people that are saying it. So it's not just to J-Boy and J-Boy's statement. Yeah. But overall, I've been seeing people, it's just his choice. And, because some people do think the same way that you think. I just don't. I sympathize with him. I'm empathetic with the situation because I have seen it. I've been around it. I've experienced it with people that are very close to me. And I have been emotionally attached to people that were battling it. And let me keep it funky. I have sold it to people that I didn't think should be on it. Yes. And I have a connection with those who battled that addiction even when I was dealing. And I used to sit down and talk to them, and some of them used to be accountants, used to work on Wall Street. They got stories for days that they could sit and talk to me about intellectually. And then go off and go smoke a crack rock and go under a bridge somewhere to go sleep at night. And they have family. That person is, I don't know. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna always be empathetic to those that battle addiction.
This is why we have this show to keep it raw and to say the raw things. And we gonna say you ain't gonna always love what we say. That's the thing. You ain't gonna always love. You ain't gonna always love what I say. You ain't gonna always love what Steph say. You're not gonna always agree with our opinion, and we don't have. We're not gonna always agree. We gonna see things in different ways, which is beautiful. I think it's beautiful to be able to do that. And we will not find a common ground here. The main thing that I wanted to be able to is to say more words around what I was saying. Right. I won't go give y'all all that. I give y'all way too much content on my Facebook page. I was like, this is too much content. This is a whole show right here. I was like, nah, we gotta bring this on air. Y'all gotta hear more about this. Now, I will say, hey man, I hope homie pull through. I hope homie pulls through. But I'm also going to say that if he does not, there will be a celebration. It will be this sadness of it. Hey man, some X t-shirts, put up some quotes. You know what I mean? Start painting the murals. I wish he got to see all that. I know he's been getting that love prior to, which is crazy. I always talk about signs, right? And what was weird to me, and you'll hear me say this is weird. What was weird to me was all of a sudden DMX was getting a lot of screen time. He was on Drink Champs, and like you said, they had the Verses, and it was this celebration on Verses. It was a great night on Verses, and you know it was a lot of. I saw he was on something with, I think it was with T.I., and I think he did the Breakfast Club. It was a lot. He don't have an album, and he didn't have an album coming out. So you know what I mean? Like you drop an album, but it was a lot of and that, usually when that happens, it's like something about to happen. It feels like something's, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that was weird. I didn't say it out loud, but I had already had that feeling. I'm like, it's kind of weird. Like there's a whole lot of DMX attention all of a sudden. And when that happens, I pay attention to the signs, man. I always pay attention to the signs, and it's kind of scary for me. But I stand on we talked about reputation today. I have the reputation to be able to say the things that I say, and I can stand on it. Didn't back down, didn't change what I said. I feel how I feel, and I've said these things to a homie going through addiction. I have smashed my homie crack pipe. I've had to like trying to help my mans get through it, and to the point where it's like it was so long. It was like dealing with that challenge with him. At some point, we got it was to the point like, you know what? This is who he is. This is who he gonna be, and either I conceded. We conceded at some point. Like, you know what? This is who he gonna be, and you know he did the things that he did. He went in and out of jail. He had his challenges with the substances. He eventually, like, he's always gonna be an addict. At this point, he's gotten better, from what I understand. He's gotten better, but you know, I think he went to jail for a long period of time. I think it kind of was forced to clean up a little bit more, and he just didn't get back when he went back to the street. But again, I say that to say that it's been submerged in this. You know what I'm saying? In this, to your point, what you were saying earlier, just seeing it, been close, very close to it, all sorts of addictions, and as you know, at some point, for some people, you be like, in the fight, you be like, all right, you gonna win this battle. Others, you be like, this one is gonna be stronger than you. And kind of made my decision. That's kind of how I feel on this one. Hopefully, homie gets better. I just don't never have a dog in a race when it comes to, you know, looking at a situation saying that, yeah, it's over for you. Like, yeah, you just gonna be what you gonna be. I don't think I have. I can't. Does that sound like that? Does that sound like the end of you? When I say that, does it sound like not over for you? I'm just saying that this is what life is going to be for you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is what life is going to be for you. Yeah, and so we just decide to adapt, and we're gonna just live that way. We gonna love you. We gonna live with you. And I just come to expect certain things. At some point, he gonna disappear. At some point, he gonna jump off.
Now, that's true.
You know, he gonna go off the cliff.
That's
He'll
true.
come back. You know, you
There's
just
some people that
kinda,
I respect certain people just for being who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, I just respect them. Now, if you just all out crazy as bitch, that's a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? But there are some people who abuse substances that you can still respect, and you just hope they get well, even if they're not showing signs of getting better. You just hope they get well. In your heart, I will always have a soft spot for you know, those battling addictions, because like I said, I've seen it up close, and I've, you know what I'm saying, been on the other end of, you know,
that's why we need hey man, we need folks like yourself. We need folks people that always got the hope out there, always got the candle. We're gonna leave the light on for you. We need those people because, you know, everybody ain't good at it. Read it, because we gotta get out of here. What is
all
it?
right, so my coffee talk and the way I phrased it, I said, how do you feel about DMX overdosing? Is it just a his choice scenario, or do you sympathize with him having an addiction? She says, I sympathize with anyone having an addiction, honestly. I read somewhere that his blunt was laced as a teenager, and he was hooked since then. For some, it's a choice to start, but in his case, somebody made that decision for him. And also, another one said, anyone who knows the power of drugs would definitely be sympathetic. She says it's definitely a choice, or as another person that says it's definitely a choice. However, within an addiction, that drug of choice is bearing down on you like an elephant sitting on you. To make his worse, he has more money and power to get it. It's going to take this, if he recovers, to hopefully get him clean, and maybe even this for his family to stop enabling him. They may not be directly enabling him, but to keep allowing him to live comfortably is enabling. So I'm definitely sympathetic, and I felt like that one right there speaks more to what you were saying as far as you know, when she says, you know, living comfortably. Like when you get up in somebody's face and you're trying to help them, sometimes it works and just sometimes it does not.
Yeah. Hey man, there's a lot of feelings. What I don't want us to do, because a lot of times with it's a disease, the feeling, and I'm taking this too far. We're going over, but with it's a disease. What I don't want us to get into, it is, and I think we also get into this. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not biting my tongue, but it'll be a longer discussion. We can talk some more later. We gotta get here, man. Enjoy your Monday. Go out here and get some money, man. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Pray for DMX, man. Today, do it big.
Enjoy the taste of life.
Take a drink. Take a sip. Take a swig, and we out.